Oh yeah? Yeah, I bet.
It was then, it's not so cold. Yeah, it's been cold, but not like it was.
Yeah, that's the same thing in Bold, Connecticut. It used to be much colder than where it is.
How big it will rain in the winter ever it used to be. It used to be snow. It's freezing.
Yeah, yeah, they get the snow around like a foot or so almost. Now
They're lucky if they have snow until January.
there's no bell.
Right. So they bury people. They used to have to wait to bury people until spring, until the ground fell.
Yeah, it's big.
So sorry. Uh-oh, it's going to leaking into it. Hans, can I put you on the spot for lots of stuff? Yeah. Sweet, thank you. You too?
Anytime. I just was talking to Kristen. Got to make sure that your insurance, if you have real property insured on your policy.
Thank you.
Because people are not getting paid out from the fires down in Southern California because the policy was in their names personally, but the title was the trust.
Oh, that's gross.
It's but we were just talking about that. Luckily, like Stephen Klein was all over it with ours. We had to do 1 or 2 adjustments, but it's like she told me that this morning. That's completely awful.
Yeah. Is that a wow? Okay. Is that an excuse for them to not renew a policy too? Like, hey, I need to change the name to my trust.
I'm sure they find a reason for that.
I love my policy right now, and
I think you can just add it as an additionally insured. It's probably not a big deal.
okay.
I mean, that's the same thing as a lender.
Yeah. Gives me a pretty low probability of being renewed next year.
Yeah, with your location, that's tough.
Yeah, it's not fair play. Like, it's a good policy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it goes above the $3 million limit. Not that hopefully we don't need that. That's Anyway, lots of cool stuff. All right. No one wants to be on the road today, and I guess it impacts people showing up here too.
Yeah.
Good morning. It's 11 o'clock. Let's get rolling. Happy Year of the Snake. It is warm in here. I'm gonna adjust that. Wow. Somebody was cold. Wow. Hopefully it cools down. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Awesome.
No, it's a clean.
Hi, Pat. Oh, just getting your attention.
You're just starting? I'm hot and there's something in the smell. It's just like, get out of here.
Yes. I adjusted the thermostat. Somebody was cold. It was set really warm. Hopefully it'll get better soon. Door's open. Maybe we should open the big door. Anywho, well, let's start like we do and share some wins. I got to celebrate Lunar New Year. I think last time I led a meeting here, I talked about making a bunch of Chinese dumplings for New Year, and I did it again for Lunar New Year last week. We had 30 people fill our house and made hundreds and hundreds of dumplings. It was so much fun. And then we all got sick. So.
Sick from the dumplings?
Not from the dumplings. Unrelated flu. but probably from having people in our house. Oh well. But it was a huge win. It was so great to be in community and bring people into our home, and it makes me want to do that more, I guess. So anyway, that's a huge one for me, and would love to hear what's going on in your worlds. What's good? What's a win? John's thinking about saying something. Who else is thinking about saying something? Are you gonna say something, Mr. Nira?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Well, I went on a cruise.
Okay.
We went to the, as they call it, the Mexican Mediterranean, which is Cabo La Paz. So it was wonderful.
Awesome.
It was wonderful. So it was a good way to start the year. My wife got it for me as a present because I was complaining about last year. She said, oh, maybe we can start off like so. Hopefully it'll continue.
Awesome. So starting off the year right with a cruise. Yeah. And you did not get sick from your cruise adventure?
No, I don't. I've been on, when I was 8 years old, I actually came from Europe on a ship. So,
And?
the two, no. I actually got to see the Statue of Liberty, got into New York, I was 8 years old, yeah.
Wow.
I never got over that, so.
Wow.
The immigrant story.
That's amazing. Thanks for sharing. Yeah. All right. Any other wins?
I'll say something.
Yeah.
Same as you, Lunar New Year. I'm Vietnamese, and I've been wearing one of those traditional outfits since I was a kid. My friends and I went to the Buddhist temple. We dressed up, I did offerings, and it was really nice to get in touch with your culture.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's gonna be a good year.
Very cool. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Awesome. All right. We got time for one more. Can be business related if you want. Boring. Just kidding. Not boring. One more win. Oh, do I gotta call on somebody?
I've got
Yes. Thank
I've been
you.
trying to think of something, because everybody's been so sick and with the people I know. But my youngest grandson, who has severe autism, is finally going to start a new treatment. It's a magnetic treatment on the brain.
Whoa.
Yes, because so far it's just drugs, and they just keep upping the drugs and changing them and upping them, and so we're gonna, don't know if it'll work, but we'll see.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's exciting
That's really
to,
cool.
that this is now finally coming into place.
That is, yeah. So interesting.
He's 9, he'll be 10 in April.
My wife was just telling me about, she just started a podcast related about autistic kids who can read their parents' minds.
Telepathy tapes.
Ooh, that would be
Telepathy
scary.
tapes. So if anyone's in, are you listening to it?
Oh, yeah.
Is it as good as it sounds?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's worth it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a believer.
Yeah, it's so cool. Like legit experiments showing that these kids.
What's it called?
No, telepathy tapes.
Wow.
Telepathy tapes. Yeah. Yeah. Do you have anything to share from that?
I think what's most interesting to me is that these kids who are diagnosed as autistic are and they think that they're never going to communicate, but they are communicating with each other, like from thousands of miles away, somehow that we don't understand, and they literally are reading certain people's minds. Usually it's like a mother or a family member, but there's some of them who can read anyone's mind. It's pretty amazing.
Whew. Crazy.
There's a lot of stuff we don't know.
That's so cool. This is Hans, by the way. Hans is going to talk to us in a little bit about a program that he's running here in the Market Center. So we'll get to that, and I'll better introduce you then.
Cool.
Yeah, all right. But let's talk about, what do we have up here? Oh, tell me something good. Okay, cool. All right, we've got fires that devastated a lot of Los Angeles. We're still raising money. The best way to contribute is with cash donations, of course. Mostly through KW Cares is a great place to do it. So if you've got transactions going on, you can ask your transaction coordinator to add a donation off of your commission, or you can write a check or send donations. There's the address there to our KW Advisors family, many of whom have lost homes. We've got 2 agents that we've sponsored as an office here. So Dora is on their ALC in the Pacific Palisades office that no longer exists. She lost her home. And then we're also raising money for Ellen, who lost her home. So if you're feeling up for giving, lots of ways to do it. And if you can't remember, after I change the slide, talk to Harshita or I, and we can connect you with how to best donate. All right, family reunion. I've got a thing here. Steve Pierce. I've got a medal for you. Yes. So you have both earned an award, and you're registered for family reunion, meaning that KWRI sends you a medal. Yours looks platinum colored, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you got a platinum award. Come on up here. I'm gonna rip it open if you don't mind. Oh, maybe I'm not. There we go. Yeah. Look at that thing. Look at that. Yeah, congratulations. Yeah. And so there's an awards ceremony in Las Vegas. Are you going, I hope, to the awards ceremony?
I may.
You may. Okay. Okay. And you may be there, maybe? You may
I'll be there.
Yeah, cool. So we got a little group of advisors, Bay Area people, not very many from this office, though. So Steve and I will be there, along with Stephen and Eddie. But if there's more people interested in going, it's coming up in, is that 2 weeks from today? We can probably find you early bird tickets, maybe, at $899. So if you want us to keep a lookout, let us know. Plenty of hotels are available nearby as well. Where are you staying?
Mandalay Bay.
Okay, I'm down the street at, don't remember, but
And
much
for
cheaper.
those of you that aren't going, you should plan and budget to attend next year.
Why is that, Steve?
You're missing out on the entire Keller Williams experience. You're missing out on the culture, you're missing out on the training. This will be my 23rd family reunion.
Ooh.
And for many years, teaching classes and talking about family reunion, I always told people, I don't look forward to the day when I do not attend family reunion.
Mm.
And that day is getting closer and closer for me. So that just makes me appreciate it and want to attend that much more.
Yeah.
But for those of you that have attended, you know what the experience is like, you know what you get out of it, what you learn. Again, what we give you here is great, but at family reunion, it's at a whole nother level. And so you need to make that a priority. Put it on your calendar for next year and just set aside time, budget, and make it happen.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. And congrats on the award.
Well, thank you.
I have one more thing to add, family reunion related. Oh, virtual family reunion. Are there people that if I bought us a digital pass that would come here and watch some of the breakouts and general sessions here in the office? Is that highly interesting to people?
Yep.
Let's see some excitement. Okay, cool. Okay, we'll do it. Okay. So that'll be Tuesday the 18th, Wednesday the 19th, and Thursday the 20th. Yeah.
Where is next year's reunion?
We'll probably know on the 21st-ish.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Supposedly not in Vegas, but we'll see.
Milpitas, maybe?
At the big convention
Maybe.
center, yeah.
Maybe Anaheim.
Do you know the hours, Joe, of the virtual?
The virtual should be pretty business hours-y, probably starting at 8-ish? I don't know. I saw the first one was the vision speech. I can't remember when it starts. Maybe it's 9.
Okay.
Maybe it's 10.
Okay.
Actually, I think they're early this year. I think one of them's at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, okay.
Going through the app.
Cool.
Okay.
Do you know how many people attended last year and how many are expected this year?
Total, you mean? I don't. I know last year it's not back to its peak attendance pre-COVID, but it's getting there. Yeah, I don't know the numbers.
You hear a lot of different numbers. It typically are running the 12 to 14,000 typically is kind of the range where it generally is. Sometimes it's been more than that, sometimes it's been less than that.
Yeah.
It's well attended.
Yeah. Well attended. As the largest real estate conference
More than
on the
likely,
planet.
you're looking at Anaheim, Dallas, New Orleans, or Orlando are probably, of those four, it's likely in one of those four locations.
Yeah.
That's typically part of the
That's-
route that they choose.
Yeah, the circuit. Yep. Cool. Any more family reunion questions? So plan on being here in the office to watch parts of it virtually on TV here. Okay, cool. What else we got? Oh my goodness, Bold is coming. Hans, can I pick on you to talk about Bold?
It's been a while since I took it, but sure.
Oh my, well, actually, let's see. Who's attended Bold before? Okay. And who's willing to share their experience of Bold? I already picked on Hans, but, okay, you, all right.
So I would like to talk about this.
Okay, sorry.
So Bold is potentially transformational in your business. It is more than just a course.
Mhm.
It is an experience. It certainly was change-making for me. At the very least, everybody who is not satisfied with their production in 2024 should go to First Step. It's completely free. New agents in our office can get, if they sign up for the whole thing, they can get a rebate on the cost of it after the first week. So there's no reason not to be there next Thursday in Burlingame. The other thing I want to say is that if you are interested in learning more about it from this lady, I just in the last hour arranged for her to be on a Zoom with my Oakland coaching students, 9:30 on Friday morning. So maybe you want to join that Zoom to learn more about next Thursday. And so let me know, and I'll share the link with you.
What can I expect on the first day of Bold? The free one. Why should I drive all the way to Burlingame?
Gee, that's a really great question. I think the best way to look at it is you will appreciate a new way of approaching lead gen and business development that you had not ever thought about before. And you will be able to see how by changing your mindset you can change your life. In real practical way, not up in the sky, like real things you can do. And you'll be able to hear about it, like in an environment that is incredibly inspiring and enriching. Yeah.
Other Bold attendees have anything to add? No.
I'll just
Yes.
share my experience. What I appreciated from it is it takes about six different forms of lead generation and just takes it to a higher level and gives you a better understanding of what it is and how to do it. You know, beyond what a lot of our other classes teach. Just takes it to a higher level, gets you more engaged, more involved, holds you accountable. And then what it does too, it allows you from those 6 or so different categories, it allows you to pick which one or one or two that you want or should focus on.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. So it's free first up next Thursday. No reason not to be there. Do register though so that you have a spot and lunch and all that. It's 8:30 to 3 next Thursday. And then it does go on 6 weeks after that at a cost, which the Market Center does rebates should you actually graduate and close deals. So it can be free for anyone in this room. Yeah.
All the new agents, if you've been in Stephen's class for the last 4 months, or maybe 6 months, and you haven't graduated, this is the way to go.
It's a good kick in the butt. Let's get an action.
Will you get the certificate?
I think so. You get things.
Yeah,
There
it
there
used to be
was
little
swag that
trophies.
happened after graduation, I remember. I
Right.
presume there's still swag.
Yeah, I would presume as well. Yeah. Used to be nice little Bold trophies. Got a handful of them somewhere. Awesome. Okay, so please go. And there's the full schedule if you sign up. Again, first step is free. Full Bold is $7.99, I believe. And then there's the schedule. So no reason not to attend the first step at the very least. All right. Harshita, do you want to talk about our award ceremony?
Yeah, sure. So we are hosting our award ceremony on February 25th. It's not just to come and see who are getting awards, it's also to get motivated and also to learn from them how was their struggle and what all they did to be at that place now to get the award. So I think everybody should attend that. Don't think that I'm getting award or not getting award. It's not about that. It's about motivation. And then enjoying together, networking. So please RSVP, because now we are very strict on if you do not RSVP, lunch won't be provided. Like when we get food sponsored, we are in trouble when we have less food and people are more. I hope you understand that. Last week it was a big trouble for us. So please RSVP and Eric will be here that time.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, we'll have a handful of special guests. Mike Putnam and Rick Cunningham will be here for that as well.
Are we planning to do some mastermind after that?
Yes, we'll have more details on that, but yeah, that's my understanding is that we'll be around all day. Yeah. Alrighty. Cool. So the schedule is available out front. So we've got lots of classes going on every week, all the time. We're not going to talk about each one, but just highlight some of the big ones. So Anna's teaching a class on Thursday with food. Yep. So RSVP for lunch and learning, and we go to these things so that we can better serve our clients, know what's going on in the mortgage market, know what's going on in real estate, so that we can earn business, close business, and ultimately, make more money and help more people. Okay. Oh, James Cullen. Who knows James Cullen personally? Okay, Stephen, I'm going to call on you.
James is great. He's a San Francisco agent, and I think I met him the very first time at Family Reunion, actually.
Me too.
He teaches classes. He does lead gen. He's done lead gen, like the Massive Action Day that's coming up March 5th. He did it in Oakland a few years ago, which is another time I got to interact with him. He's based in the San Francisco marketplace, and he's a really good person to interact with. He's a good person to know.
Yeah, and so what he's talking about on Thursday during Thrive 75 Thrive is creating connections through building community. And so what he's done is started a jogging club. It's something that he just did already, or wanted to do. Actually, I don't think he was a runner. I think that's part of the story here, is he wanted to run, and so he started doing it, and he started putting it out there to the world. And now he's got, I forget what the last number was, but it's a ton of people that are in this club with him who jog, and now he gets a ton of business from creating these connections in his community. So he's going to share how to build your own community, whatever that might look like for you. You may not be a runner, I'm not a runner, but there might be something else that you can form a community around and then create business from it. So he's doing that on Zoom, 75 Thrive, on Thursday. All right. Harshita.
Yeah, this is my favorite part, Lunar New Year celebration, where a lot of foods, and don't think that you have to get, so many people have inquired about getting Asian food or Chinese food. No, you can get your favorite dish, so we all can share and enjoy together.
Awesome.
And it's on this Friday from 12:30 to 2:30. Please RSVP so that we can plan it better way.
Alrighty, thank you. Some people scanning, awesome, okay. And then there's next week's schedule. Again, get it up front. Gino, you're here. You want to talk about your class real quick?
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. So for next week's Lunch and Learn, I'll be going over pretty much the basics of a home warranty policy for any new agents out there and for any agents that need a refresher. I will also be going over tips and advice on how your client can maximize and utilize a policy. That way they get the most value out of it. And then I will also be going over how to leverage a policy for you as an agent to help get you more business out there, out on the field, okay? So please RSVP, that way I know exactly how many people to expect and how much food to bring.
Awesome, thank you. We changed the date. Look at that. That was so fast. All right, so Massive Action Day just happened in Oakland, Berkeley. Mike Putnam ran this. There were like 20 people there, created a ton of opportunities, a ton of business. So he's bringing that here to our office on March the 5th. So it'll be at 9 to 1, a 4-hour event. And come ready to create connection with your colleagues and generate some business. Really awesome environment. Do you have anything to add to that?
I was there in Berkeley, and the way Michael does it creates a really cool vibe, and people were totally pumped up, and it was great.
Awesome. Cool.
And if you haven't sold as many homes in 2024 as you wanted to, and you want to make 2025 better, this is a vehicle for that.
Yeah.
Direct vehicle.
Yes, actually be around people being productive so that you are more likely to be productive yourself.
And if you are a newer agent and you have no idea what you would do in this time, talk to me before March 5th and I'll give you some ideas.
Love it. Thank you. And then the next 75 Thrive is a selling in a changing market with Chris. So scan that QR code to register. That's on the 13th. All right, we'll just jump through these. How not to get sued, my favorite. Oh man, love it. March 28th, so that'll be another lunch and learn. We like to highlight the lunch and learns because
people like to eat.
People like to eat, yeah.
Who
yeah.
is she?
She's with Property ID. Yeah.
That's a very provocative title.
Yep. Is this more lunch? Oh, snacks. All right. Snack and learn with Annette and Liz. They're great, though. If you haven't been to one of their classes yet, a lot of fun. So that'll be February 27th here in the office with snacks. All right, Hans, I'm going to pick on you. So Hans and I have the privilege of working together on the Gunderman Group now. He sells a lot of homes every year. And before, well, maybe after you talk about Quantum Leap, we can talk a little bit about your business.
Sure.
I was peeking into what you got under the hood. So I see you have 7 coming soon listings, along with a handful of actives, pendings, and already solds for this year. So there's obviously a lot you're doing right and a lot of success. So I guess if you want to talk about how Quantum Leap is part of that success, and then I might pick your brain on some other more specifics.
Right on. Can we click the next slide?
Do you want to click or shall I?
That'll work.
Okay, cool.
All right, y'all. Morning, I'm Hans. I'm up in the Oakland and Alameda office. I've been down here. I recognize a few faces before, but I'm coming because I went to Austin last year. Really randomly, I got a ticket that came through a very obscure way to go hear Gary Keller teach Quantum Leap. He does it once a year at most. It's a really special opportunity, so I dropped everything and I went. Quantum Leap made a huge impact on me. I spent a day in the room with Gary and about 250 other people. And then the next day was some follow-up stuff without Gary, but it was easily the most impactful thing I did for my business and my personal life that year, and probably in the last couple of years. So the opportunity came up to join KW Next Gen, and let's try this. There we go. KW Next Gen. There, which is a formerly KW Kids. It's been rebranded, but it's a nonprofit arm of KW where we offer education like Quantum Leap and some other courses, give people the opportunity to both earn free coaching and free scholarship money if they're under the age of 30. Now, not all of us are under the age of 30 anymore, but there's a really big opportunity here for you to not only learn something and apply it to your life and your business, but reach out to your database and the people in your life who may also be able to take advantage of some of that stuff. So rather than just tell you about it, what I wanted to do this morning is actually give you a teaser of what we're going to be covering. So it's March 1st, which is Saturday, 9 a.m. in this room. We're going to be here together. We do ask that there's a registration, that's that link up there, and a small donation of $25 or $10 if you're under the age of 30, just so we can pay for the books and that sort of thing. But you can show up for no cost. We don't want money to be the thing, but we are a nonprofit in this world. So rather than, again, just pitch that idea and walk out of the room to you, what I wanted to do is share with you a little bit of what we're going to be covering. So very quickly, whether it's on your phone, on your computer, your email, just take 1 minute and write down everything that seems important to you in your life right now. That could be your listing pipeline, that could be the calendar that you have, you got a buyer or a seller later today. That could be something your kids are doing, grandkids are doing. That could be your financial future. Like, let's hold on to a list of what's important to us right now. All right, like 10 more seconds. All right. Can someone be brave and volunteer for me and say not what you put on that list, but how you made the decision of what went on that list?
It's just been things that are top of mind.
Something that's top of mind. Okay. What else? What's another thing? What's another reason something ended on your list?
Priorities.
Priorities. How did you come up with the priorities?
Those are the things what I want to achieve in life, I think, and that is always on the top of my head. Like, okay, I want this, I want that.
Okay, so priorities, it's something that you're striving for, some things that are more important than others, it sounds like. There's some stuff, there's a stack, there's an order here that matters. People don't just have all things equal, right? I think we can all agree that not all things are created equal. Anything else? Any other thought processes or reasons that something ended up on your list or didn't? I think we've kind of milked it here. I mean, there is more, of course, but you put things that matter, right, to you specifically, and to your life goals and your vision. So my question to you is, when was the last time that you actually sat down for a day and thought about what those things actually should be? Because Gary Keller teaches us that if these three circles represent everything there is to know in the world, everything there is to have, and everything there is to do, this as a metaphor, you get to pick what ends up in your little sliver, right? You can't have it all, you can't do it all, and you can't be it all, but you can pick what you do, and you have, and you are, right? And so that's what we're going to be covering in this room on March 1st, is starting out with the mindset, because it's an inside job. Things happen as a thought, and then they happen in the real world. That's why we call it an afterthought, right? Action is an afterthought. So it starts up here, and then it comes out into the world as a result, right? So that's what we're going to be spending our time together working on, going all the way from how do I get control of what's between my ears to how do I implement it into my life and my business? How does that trickle into my finances? What does that mean for the mission of my life, the people that I care about? And how do I build the life by design that I actually want to be leading so that the 2,000 roughly hours that you're going to spend in your business this year gets you where you want to be at the end of 2025? Interesting? Interesting? Cool. So the question now becomes what you've written down in your little brain dump exercise, how much of it ended up into that little triangle intentionally? I know when I first did it, it was like half of it, maybe. My priorities changed really significantly when I sat with Gary Keller and he asked these questions of the room in 20 minutes. And so while I'm not Gary Keller, I am a messenger for some of what he has said and led by example, and I'm going to bring my spin to it, and we're going to work together to find out what those things are for you. So I promise you, if you spend a couple of hours with us, starting at 9 a.m. on March 1st, you're going to walk out this door right here with clarity on what the mission of your life is, what things you need to be focusing on, what needs to end up on that list so that you get the outside world to reflect the inside world that you want to have. And most importantly, you're going to have a mind map. You're going to have a decision-making process and a thought process of how to actually go implement those things. You're going to, so starting in March 2nd, you're going to know what it is you need to do, what you need to dump, who the relationships you need to build, foster, or potentially put off to the sideline. And then you're going to have some financial models to back all that up. All right? Thank you for having me this morning. I'm happy to talk about this. I'll hang out afterwards. Hope to have you guys on March 1st.
And there was a register link back here,
Yep.
I think. There you go. So that's how you register. And I heard that this is a great thing to invite people in our worlds to come to. Okay, cool.
So the thing that you can do is any young people in your world or your clients, kids who are graduating college or graduating high school, like you can bring them to this and they can start to think through what matters to me. I mean, the first time I did this in Oakland, we had about half the kids, half the people in the room were not even real estate agents, didn't have a license. some of them were athletes, some of them were artists, some of them were just graduate, third year in college trying to figure out a direction. And they walked out of the room having spent, 6 hours on this, which they've never done in college, and they can go out and actually apply it to what they're doing in their real lives. So it's an opportunity for you to reach out to your database and say, look at this cool thing we at Keller Williams Fremont are doing. Do you know any young people who might benefit from this?
And what young people? What age?
According to our scholarship parameters, it's 18 to 30. And then anyone over 30 is, of course, welcome to attend just the scholarships and the free coaching that comes after you take, you take this course, you can then apply for those things, but those of us who are over 30 are excluded from that opportunity.
From the follow-up opportunity.
From the follow-up.
Yeah, okay.
Right, but for just the money that comes through the nonprofit, essentially, but everything else is exactly the same. Yeah.
Amazing. So opportunity for any of us to come. It's an opportunity for us to connect with people in our worlds, especially young people, but also people of all ages.
Yeah.
Whether that's our potential clients or family members or just people we love and care for and want the best for.
Yep.
So that they can chart out a clear course in their lives.
Yep.
Amazing. Okay. Any other questions on Quantum Leap? Did everyone take a picture so you could sign people up?
So we're doing it on March 1st here. We're going to be over in Burlingame kind of at the end of May if this doesn't work for you, and then I'm sure we'll have 1 or 2 more throughout the year. I'm sure we'll do it in Oakland once more, if probably in Q3 or Q4. I might be teaching it in Seattle in the fall. We'll see. So there's opportunities if this date doesn't work for you.
Yeah, I happened to stop in while Hans was teaching in Oakland. That was completely accidental, by the way. Packed room, full of energy, really cool environment, and cool to see so many young people just engaged with their futures.
Completely.
Yeah, so cool opportunity. Okay. Actually, Hans, can I keep picking on you?
Sure.
Okay. Let me just buzz that out. Okay. All right. So I mentioned you're selling a lot of houses.
Mm-hmm.
I think the big question is how you doing it.
I've been doing real estate for almost a decade. I think there were 2 things for me. One was a commitment to the craft, recognizing that this is a career, not just a job. So I realized your business. I wish I had a whiteboard. I'd draw this.
You want to?
Can I do that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
All right. This is going to be the simplest real estate business lesson you've ever seen.
It's my favorite lesson. I imagine.
Okay. This is a funnel, and this is your real estate business. This is any sales business. Really, this is any business, but this is your real estate business for our conversations. A lot of people teach you got to lead generate. That's all bold, right? Which is important. Let's not get it twisted here. But you got to lead generate. Leads are like a 1 to 0 conversation. Like I'm communicating to you, but you're not necessarily responding back. Farming, Facebook, right? Marketing, etc. Contact, you somehow raise your hand, and now we're doing 2-way. We're having a conversation, you're responding, I'm responding, we're going back and forth, right? Then we turn you into something that's active, whether that's a buyer-seller, buyer-broker agreement, listing agreement, whatever it is. You go into contract, you go pending, and then cha-ching, you get paid, right? This is the flow. Now, what I realized is if this is the goal from a business perspective, obviously you want to help people and achieve dreams and that sort of thing, but we're all trying to get paid too. So if I'm starting here, what do I need to focus on most likely if I don't know anything about real estate to get here? Who thinks I should start with as many leads as humanly possible, or who thinks I should start with going from pending to closed? Show of hands, leads. How about the other one, pending to closed? 1. So again, lead generating is very important, but what I realized was like, if I'm going to take someone to here where it actually crosses the finish line, I need to figure out how to get them here first. So that's what I learned how to do, is I learned everything there was about the contract. I learned everything about escrow. I learned the process of transacting, all the laws and rules and stuff. And I got coaches and mentors, David Gunderman being the main one, who taught me how to do this at a high level. And I was like, okay. Then I got so I mastered this, right? Then I worked my way up the thing. It's like, okay, how do I market? How do I go search? How do I do comps? How do I do buyer presentations, listing presentations, right? Because that's what it takes to get this going. Then I started figuring out, how do I have better sales conversations? How do I put technology in place, CRMs, etc., so that I can keep up with the people who I'm having these two-way conversations? And then I figured out, oh, cool, now I've got all this, I've got this great funnel, now I just got to feed it. Now I just got to go have more conversations, got to go put out videos or marketing or whatever, right? So how did I do it is essentially I reverse engineered this funnel for me and for my market and what I wanted to do. So that when I got someone in here, I knew exactly how to give them the right advice to get them from here to here as quickly as possible. Now, here's the cool thing. If you go like this, let's say that's, and those are all conversion ratios, right? So every lead, 1 out of 10 turns into a contact, 1 out of 10 of those goes into a active client of some kind, then 4 out of 5 of those turn into something that goes pending, and then 9 out of 10 of those pendings close, right? Now, if you tried to make $100,000 at a $1 million price point, I can tell you exactly how many you need at each stage, right? The other thing is, when you start to get into this as a person who's trying to master the skill, all of a sudden I look at that and I'm like, that's not good enough. What if I want that to go 9 out of 10? I up my closing ratio there. That changes completely how much lead gen I got to do. So I started tracking all of these metrics, and I know them verbatim. I know that my average client writes 2.1 offers and searches for somewhere between 11 and 12 weeks. So that way, when I'm having buyer consults, I can tell them, you're not going to be doing this for 15 offers and 2 years, right? With me, it's different, right? Same thing with listings. Now I have data. Now I have metrics of, I know if I can get them on that second offer, chances are I'm going to get them into contract because of the way I do business, right? And it gives me a lot of confidence when I'm going out there filling my pipeline that I can take care of those leads as is appropriate, right? That's your business. I would encourage you to look at it just that simply and figure out where can you plug the holes as you go. Does that answer your
Amazing.
question?
Yeah. That was great. Yeah. Ooh, that was great. Thank you. Where do your leads come from?
About half of them now are sphere of influence. I have a newsletter. I do some mailers. I have a social media presence that's fledgling but okay. Open houses. We have some team leads. Still have a good online presence, YouTube channel, that sort of thing. Get a couple of those. Few agent referrals. Those are my top 4 pillars.
And your top one I heard was your
sphere of influence.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which should probably be everyone's.
Yeah.
Is that yours? Yeah.
Especially
that's my
around
view as well.
here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what does that look like? How do your conversations with the sphere of influence person go?
I try to touch everybody once a year, maybe twice a year, with making sure they update their trust, making sure they look at their insurance policies right now. This is a great care call. I was just telling Joe before the meeting started, if your house is in a trust and your insurance policy is in your name personally and something happens, like it happened down in Palisades, the insurance company might try to wiggle out of paying that policy, right? So that's a really great care call for you to now call all of your past buyers and say, hey, just heard from some of our agents down in Southern California that because they've moved their property in a trust but left the insurance policy in the name of their personal selves, they're not getting paid on the insurance. I just wanted to make sure that doesn't happen to you. Go talk to your insurance broker. That's a touch, right? Another one would be, hey, you bought like a year and a half ago. Did you ever set up a trust? Oh, you didn't? Let me get you a referral to an attorney. You got to do that because of blah, 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 right? I'm not selling real estate. I'm just doing real estate tangential things. So I'm not calling to be like checking in. I'm coming with something, right? And it's real estate tangential. It's focused on what the moment is. It's talking about something that's in the zeitgeist or the culture, like these fires obviously right now, but also it's actionable and it relates to their home in some way. So that's a specific touch. And then beyond that, inevitably we're going to get the question of how's the market? And rather than giving an answer, I say, well, it depends on if you're buying or selling. Which one are you talking about? And then they're like, oh, well, my friend is thinking about jumping into the market. Like, cool, what price point? And then they're like, I think they can spend about $1 million. Like, okay, cool. So that is blah, 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 right? I didn't just like give them an opinion of the market. I actually got a very specific answer. Then I can actually have a good conversation. So it's like 2 more questions.
Awesome, thank you. That's something that Steve harps on all the time.
Yeah.
Don't answer the question. Ask a few more questions.
It's hard because we all want to sound smart and be like, I heard this.
Yeah.
Right? But if you just ask one more question, you're going to give them a better answer in the end.
Yeah.
I just want to offer myself as anyone who wants to go through this funnel model, I do it every week as part of my business planning goal setting clinic.
Yeah.
So if anyone, no matter whether you're new or not, wants to see how this would work for them, bottom up, I'm happy to do that. I have a worksheet. You'll get your own personal worksheet. You can play with the conversion ratios. You can play with the amount of money you want to make, and we can have a lot of fun.
Bingo.
What is, you said you know your numbers. How many leads equals one closing for you?
It depends on sort of how you're counting leads, because I have a couple of sources that I'm trying out now that dump like 30 leads into my thing a week right now.
Yeah.
So those outside, I mean, I have probably a database of like 1,800 people that are like solid mine, and then I've been adding new ones, which are, we'll see how that goes. So it's technically, I've got like 1,000 new people in there that I don't do a lot with yet. I'm still trying out to see if the data's any good. But like 1,800 people, and I do anywhere between 36 and 39 closings a year, personally. So, I don't know, you do that math?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do the math sometime. Do you want to do the math? Cool, thank you. Any questions for Hans? It's been great to get his time, be able to pick his brain a little bit. Does a lot of business, and it's great to hear a little bit about how it's done. So let's hear a question or two. Yeah.
So you count it as lead once they say, okay, they are thinking of buying or selling, right? Because you're calling your sphere, they may not say, yeah, I'm ready to buy or sell. Or
Right.
So you count that as a lead only when they intend to buy or sell.
Yeah. Yeah, there's got to be some interest there. It's not just some person I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say as soon as they raise their hand, or they indicate whether they fill something out or they text you or whatever, and they say, I might be interested in doing something. Like I had a neighbor of mine who helped them buy their house 3 years ago, and she randomly called me or texted me about this other house that came on down the block, and so I got on the phone with her, and she's like, I'm not really sure. I'm just kind of wondering if you can tell me a little bit about it. But like, she's right there because I know she's thinking about it, right? And so now I'm a little more engaged on her. Yeah.
Do you have a system once you have a contact of reaching out to them certain times per month or week, and what type of contact you have after someone, let's say a seller? shows
Yeah.
interest?
Everyone goes into my pipeline who has any indication of this. activity as a deal. We use Follow Up Boss as our main CRM right now, and it lets you put out deals. And so it's like we have all these different stages that we name them, and they just go right into the first stage. So if there's at all a hand raise, they're going right there. That way, I'm not sifting through 2,700 people all the time. I'm really looking at like who's serious, and then everyone else is like getting my monthly newsletter, getting the mailer things that I have set up, whatever it is. So I'm not just stressing myself out with trying to touch 2,700 people a month, right? I'm really focused, because like, let's be real, our price point is such that we can go and sell, you know, 4 or 5 houses and have a great year, potentially, depending on the price point. Whereas you go to family reunion and they have to sell 4 or 5 houses to make minimum wage, right? And so I know who the like hand raisers are, and I'm giving them more of my attention.
Out of the 2,700 people, how many you talk to every year, and how many times you talk to them every year?
Like verbally, probably a couple hundred is like, those are my A people or past clients in some way. Like even if I have clients who moved out of state, I'm still touching them once a year on the anniversary of their house, even if it's just a quick text. Happy 3 years of moving to Austin. Hope you're loving Austin. Because they know people who might move back, right? So definitely the past clients and the past closings, the sphere of influence, the people who refer you business, the people who are somewhere in your pipeline. It's like I prefer getting emails so I can choose when to respond to it. Occasionally I'll call, because I don't like getting calls if I'm not expecting it, but I do it because it's good to get the voice-to-voice thing going, but I also count the touches of emails and texts.
So what are the list of things involved in pending state?
This is like learning, appraisals and escrows and understanding, what can go wrong, and the contracts and writing and how to remove contingencies and how to negotiate inspections and all the things that we all do every day but we take for granted to some degree. That's, to me, what goes in there is like, that's the skill set of an agent.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, this is all marketing, this is all the actual agent work, right?
Is part of the pending, one of the aspects of the pending to manage is the services that you provide?
100%.
The people who have in that team?
Yeah, the vendors that you recommend are part of you, or an extension of you, and they have to reflect as such. And if they're not, you gotta make a change, because they're on your team, not the other way around.
So that's one of the aspects of pending, learning and putting it together.
Yeah. Yep. And there's some core people that you're gonna need all the time. An escrow person, a transaction coordinator, a lender. There's gonna be a couple people who you need periodically, like a contractor or, I don't know. There's an endless list of people, but yeah, building your core team and then having the rings around it so you know who to call when the moment comes. Yeah.
Cool. Any other questions for Hans? Going once.
I would say one other hot tip for you is anytime you get a hot referral from anybody who's, I would call it a B or an A person in your database, someone who gives you a referral, whether that converts or not, do something very, very nice for them. I now have stacks of $150 gift cards to one of my favorite restaurants in Alameda. And anytime I get a referral, whether it turns into anything or not, I'm rewarding that behavior. They get a date night on me. Because how many of you would pay 25% for a referral? All day. $150 is a lot cheaper than 25%. And I've earned some goodwill by buying gift cards in the community, and it was something a little more personal than just some money, right? And I really write a check. It's on our little card that's branded for a team, and it's like, have a date night on us. Thanks for supporting our business. So what does that look like for you in your database? Reward the behavior that you want to see more of, and you'll get more of it. Cool?
What's the name of the restaurant? You mind
Yeah.
telling us?
Traboco. Yeah, Traboco.
I mean, Alameda is still small.
Yeah, it's if you go to the South Shore, it's behind the Trader Joe's and the Safeway, right down that alley.
Okay.
It's awesome. It's Italian. Giuseppe's the owner. He's a hoot. He'll come sing to you on your birthday. It's great. Yeah. They all speak in Italian accents, even if they don't actually have them. Yeah. But the food's amazing. Yeah.
Amazing.
So is that in addition to your 25% referral?
Well, no, I mean, I can't give a referral fee to someone who doesn't have a, it's obviously if you all sent me a referral, you'd be getting a check at closing. But I also send gifts to the agents too. Like, figure out what's cool in your area. Like, we have these little spice kits from Oakland Spice Shop that we send to every outbound referral. Or inbound referral, excuse me. So they just get a little thing that's branded to us. It's like, Oakland Spice Shop, thank you for trusting us with your business, and they get that immediately. And then the check shows up a month or two later. So just reward the behavior that you want to see more of. Whatever that looks like for you.
What's the check? What do you mean by?
Oh, referral fee. Like if someone sends a referral fee, they get 25% of the commission. Yeah.
So there are two things being talked about, a client referral and an agent referral.
Right.
So client referral, you send them on a date night.
Yep.
And an agent referral, you send them a little gift and then a check at closing.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Is there any limits on client referral? Or dollar amount?
I'm sure the IRS has an opinion on this. Yeah. I mean,
The proverbial phrase is a small token of appreciation.
Yes.
In today's world.
It's not a referral fee. That
in
is
the
true.
Bay Area, $150 dinner is a pretty small dinner in my opinion. A bottle of wine and a couple appetizers, that's gone.
Yeah.
You know. I'm sure the IRS has an opinion, so this is not tax advice, but they have that. And then you have to decide if it's worth the risk of an audit or not.
Yeah. Or choose to not deduct it.
Or just
What I found easy is just take the person out yourself.
or that.
And you
That's a
expense
great
it
idea.
yourself, yeah. That's
Yeah.
what I typically do.
Great. That's amazing.
Serious person that is repeatedly giving offers, take him out.
Yeah, treat your A people like A people.
Yeah.
And this way converse and get something more out of what's
Yeah, build a relationship too.
Awesome. Anda, you had something else?
Yeah, I was thinking about the taxes. I don't know how much you can go into it. I heard that you're sending something personalized as a card,
Mhm.
and I'm thinking that might be a relationship with the gift card, because I know we have so little limit on how much we can give.
Right.
Well,
As-
it really
as a tax deductible
as a
expense.
deduction. It depends on if you're taking the whole 150 as a deduction or not. Because you can do it's like 25 a gift or whatever.
Mhm.
So the other 125 you can still do. You just can't take the write off for it.
I see,
Yeah.
gotcha. And
But-
if it's one person or two person?
Talk to your CPA.
That's beyond my scope.
Yeah.
But the point is, you would pay 25% for it, so do something that is significant. Because, like, people know what we make, right? They can do 2.5% of whatever pretty quickly. And if they get a little chocolate thing from you, like, is that really, like, the scale's kind of like this still, but now it's like, oh, a whole meal and a date night? Like, now we're back here.
Yeah, feels good.
That's my opinion.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, thank you, Hans.
My pleasure.
This is great. Little business lesson. Yeah. Oh, man, so many good tidbits. All right. Harshita, do you want to welcome our new people?
So Carrie has rejoined our office. She took a break and she has joined back. She is not here today.
Welcome back, Carrie. Awesome.
Please welcome her when you see her.
All right. And then Carrie.
So she joined us and then she joined Medford team, so she's part of Medford team now.
Awesome.
So please welcome her when you see her.
All right, two Carries. One back with us, one newly joined. Thank you. All righty. All right, let's fly through some new listings. There's a handful of them. G2, 2 sentences. Why do we want it and where'd you get it?
So I got it from an investor. I purchased property for him before. Why you want it? It's a great deal. It's a flip property. It's worth around 1.5 million now. So I've got a couple of offers there.
Okay, cool. So hurry, it sounds like. Hurry if you
Yep.
want it. Okay. G2 in South San Francisco.
It's one of our agents' property. We're relisting it. We took it off the market. We sold it back to our home.
Okay. Yeah, not here. She's got this one, Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz, wow. All right.
Nice.
Check with Yan if you've got buyers in Santa Cruz. And Yan again in San Jose. There you go, 32146. Cool. Someone from Carl's team here to speak on this one? No. Okay. In Newark, 2-bed, 2-bath, 600. Talk to Carl's team. And there you have it. Oh my goodness, it's 11:59. Did pretty well. Thank you guys. This was great. Yeah, you guys are awesome.
So I sent you a text?
You did?
Yes.
Last year, 15,505 people attended family reunion last year.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's a lot of people.
That was a lot of people.
It felt like, I wonder how many got COVID like I did afterwards.
Oh my God.
A lot of people got COVID last year.
All right, Rashida, is she still here? Will you let me into that room? Oh, it's open? Okay.
Thank you, Hans.